Hello friends, welcome back to yet another video. Now today we're going to talk about exercise. We've talked about nutrition and we've had 3 videos of it, and if you've not watched it, please go back and watch it. So today we're going to talk about exercise. Well, exercise, when we talk about exercise, most people think of gymming, most people think of sports, most people think of these hard things to do. But I want to challenge you today. Exercise is not only the gymming, it's not only, the involvement of too much work. Exercise actually can only be beneficial if you do it. You see, too much of anything is always bad, But yet again, when you don't do something, then you will still have to lose out. So exercise doesn't have to do with a lot of body work. Most people, they use exercise to, reduce on their size. Most people, they want a particular shape of the body. Most people, they are bodybuilders. They want to, have the 6 packs and, all those things. But I want to challenge you today that you are tiring your body. I'm not against gymming, truly, but I'm trying to say that if your gymming is towards doing something apart from benefiting your body, then it's not right to do. Now, benefiting your body, I'm trying to say you don't have to dictate what your body, wants. Because when you want some particular size, then you will have to do some exercises and then leave out the others. If you want the body to be built, then you have some exercises that you do and then you leave out others. But when you're doing exercise, actually the most exercises that are very beneficial are the exercises that involve the whole body. Take an example, walking. When you're walking, your arms are involved, your legs are involved, your whole body literally is involved. Now, that is a very important exercise for your body. It benefits every part of your body, leaving out none. Now, exercise is an absolute requirement for body strength and development, and so you surely need that exercise. Yeah, sometimes we get lazy to do these exercises, but they are really very, very beneficial because more people die from lack of exercise than from too much exercise. I mean, there are very few people who will die because they have exercised compared to the number of people who die because of lack of exercise. And lack of exercise has a lot to do with the diseases that we even acquire. Sometimes it's the only thing that we need to cure maybe the diseases that we have. And sometimes lack of it is the cause of the diseases that we have today. So exercise is actually very important to your health. Now, morning exercise in walking in the free air is very important. Now, that is why I say I'm not against gymming, but yet I'm trying to bring out the point that when you're gymming, you are in an enclosed place, and there is really minimum circulation of air in there. There are many people, for example, and everyone is sweating, and you don't have enough fresh air that comes in, and so you find that you're exercising, but then you are not getting the air that you're supposed to get. However, if you wake up early in the morning and then you walk in the air, early morning, I mean, it is then that the air is not yet polluted, maybe. So when you wake up early in the morning and you walk around, you don't have to run, you don't have to, do that simple exercise every day, it's much more beneficial. It should be regular. It's one of the principles. Let it be regular. And another principle is don't make it too much, and yet don't make it too small or too little that it benefits you nothing. So don't become too violent as you're exercising, and yet don't become too lazy as you're exercising, because it will benefit you less. Or even worse, because you will have to get other diseases that come from lack of exercise. So just make it enough. You know, we shall talk about the word temperate. You lower the heartbeats, yeah, of your heart, something like that, and it helps your heart to have less work compared to someone who does not do exercises. And then the blood vessels to the heart increase both in numbers and in size with exercises. You know, there is this law where one scientist discovered that the more you use some body part, the more it increases compared to the body part that you do not use. So the more you do exercises, the more you benefit the heart, and the more the heart becomes very, very effective and efficient. Now, another maybe benefit of exercise that we can get is that it reduces blood pressure. This we have had a lot of experience and a lot of evidence when we try to look at people who have blood pressure. Most of them are advised to do exercises, and most of them are actually blamed for not doing exercises. So it helps to lower your blood pressure. Like we talked about, that it increases the number of pumps per heartbeat, meaning that, it decreases the number of heartbeats. So you have efficient blood being pumped in and out of the heart, and yet it is efficient in a way that you do not need very, very many heartbeats to make it lazy. What brings many heartbeats in the heart is because the heart is not very strong enough to pump a lot of blood at a go. But when it is exercising, it makes sure that in one bit it pumps a lot of blood, and so you reduce the heartbeats, and you also increase on the blood that you are pumping. Now, exercise can also aid in digestion. When one walks after a meal, it will help in digestion, because when you become active, also digestion also. That's why we discourage eating very late in the night when you're going to sleep, because that food, it reaches in the stomach, it ferments, because when you rest, then the brain also tells the digestive system we are resting, so it doesn't benefit, the digestive system doesn't go on with digestion. So the food there, it ferments and it causes all lots of disorganization. It also helps the body to keep at an ideal weight. You don't become too fat and yet you do not become too thin. That's why I'm saying that you don't have to do exercises that are too vigorous, because when you do those ones, you will have a weird shape. We've seen people who have a bigger chest and then the downer parts are as thin as, I don't know. It's because they have exercised their chests and they have lifted all those weights, and now they are looking like what I can't even describe. But when you're doing exercises that are beneficial to the whole body, then you find that your body is balanced. You're not too big, you're not too small. Now, when I'm saying you're not too small, I mean you do not exercise too much to reduce that size and you become very, very small. And when I'm talking about not too fat, it means that you're actually exercising enough not to let yourself to become fat when that cholesterol piles in the vessels, especially people who depend on a lot of fat. So when you're doing enough exercise, you find that you have an average size. And most importantly, what exercises do is strengthening the immune system. And when you strengthen the immune system, then you help the body to resist infections and colds. You will rarely find someone who does exercises daily suffering from a cold. It's rare, unless otherwise. So when you are exercising, you're improving your immune system, you're strengthening it, and it is important because you will avoid or prevent many diseases. One other thing that exercises do is reducing stress. Most times when they get stressed, when they have something at work that has disturbed them, or at school, they decide to just run it off, and by the time you realize, it's gone. So exercises also help in reducing stress. They help you to, I wouldn't want to call it passing time, but they make your mental health a little bit improved. Because when you're exercising, you are also benefiting the brain, because exercises also improve mental efficiency and promotes thinking. So you are sure that when you're doing exercises, you're also benefiting your brain. So it is good that you actually do exercises, and it is actually also good to know which exercises to do. Maybe another benefit that we can't leave out is the prevention of coronary heart disease, or maybe hypertension, obesity, or diabetes. And we have seen these things, we have witnessed these things. It also improves quality of sleep. When you do exercise, it's a lot of science, but when you do exercise, there is a way it helps you to relax a little bit. So it is also important that we do exercises, and we should know which exercises to do and which exercises are we not supposed to do. There are some cases where people are advised to do some particular exercises, maybe from the doctors or something. It's also important to know that exercises are dependent on the age, on the weight, and on the different, there are different parameters on which exercises depend upon. So, but generally, for a normal human being, you're supposed to have 30 minutes minimum daily of average exercise, and we saw that the best exercise would be walking in the air. So I hope that we do not just stop at this. We maybe make more research and we see which more exercises can I do if I have maybe this disease, if I have the other disease, because you cannot tackle everything at once. So make sure that as this video helps you to actually know that you're supposed to do these exercises, but also be sure of what your body actually needs, so that you will be able to benefit yourself personally. Thank you so much for being with us, and I hope that we shall meet again in the next video. We love you so much. Bye bye.
Join us as we unpack this free gift that God has given to us with no cost, with no dime, with no money, with no dollar, with no shilling, with nothing. Greetings, friend. My name is Nahabwe Charity Talent, and I have 2 questions for you. One of which is, do you know that there are some of the things that you do that shorten your life? And do you know that there are some of the things that you do that prolong your life? Well, I have good news for you in case you didn't know. This series that we are going to start are going to fill us with the things that we are supposed to do so that we can have a very good life, a very healthful living, some of which have a lot to do with nutrition, others have a lot to do with our lifestyle, what we do, what we do not do, what we're supposed to do, what we are required of. Well, it's not only about that. We are going to learn a lot of things like a formula called New Start, nutrition, exercise, water, temperance, air, and all those things that you're going to be looking at. You can join us by subscribing, and you can still click that notification button so that when the video is premiered, you will be the first one to get to know of it. May God bless you. I hope that you will be blessed in this series that you're going to have, like I have benefited since I got to know about them.